I could have ordered some liquor unscrupulous people. But go on like them that like righteousness. Them a fight against me, watch me and them. Alright. Why they wanna see me fall, and they know that I am tougher than wall. Tell me why they wanna stop my progress, wanna distract my focus. Tell me why they wanna stop my progress. To them the one.
Yo, what's going on, man? This video right here is dedicated to Mike Tyson. That's why we're doing it in our underwear. I'm going to get to what's on my head in a minute. But you know who's been waiting for this video for about, I don't know, 2-3 years? Thug Jug has been waiting for this video for years. And I'm going to give you all the story. ESN, probably one of the best content creators when it comes to sports in Massachusetts, called me up. Thug Jug was like, yo, I'm about to go and do this Tyson thing in Lowell. I want you to come. You know, because he knows this is what I do. He knows that I play for blood. When it comes to the fight game, here's the resume. Okay. There was Bruce Lee, his trainer trained my trainer when it comes to JKD. So you already know the hands is crazy. The art of the interception is what we trained. Okay. Then the Gracies, the father trained my trainer. So when we talk about the pedigree of fighting, that is my tutelage, we talking some serious dudes. Shout out to Joe Maffey. I sparred with the dude who went to UFC 6. UFC 6. I think they're on like 300 right now. That's how long we've been in this fight game. Okay? We were the first people, and I will say this, and I'll put this out to the internet. We were the first people to bring mixed martial arts to the UFC. If you watch UFC, you're either a striker or a wrestler. There wasn't too many guys that could do mixed martial arts. UFC was just the Ultimate Fighter Championship. Okay, if you boxed, you go up against a wrestler. If you do taekwondo, you go up against a guy that does judo. If you're a kickboxer, you go up against... This was to see what was the ultimate fighting style. Now, the UFC has merged into what we call MMA, where you have one guy who has a whole bunch of disciplines. So you got to be a good striker. We all know that every single fight ends on the ground. Every single fight ends on the ground, either by somebody getting knocked out or a scoop and drop. So you have to be able to fight on your back. Pause. If you are more deadly on your feet than on your back, you're not a fighter. You have to be more deadly on your back, pause, than on his 2 feet. Because eventually, at the end of the day, all of us ends on our back. Pause. You're gonna get hit. You know, you're gonna try and defend a hit. That hit's gonna come through and it's gonna clip you and it's gonna stagger you. Dude's gonna scoop you, drop you on your back, and you gotta be able to get out of it. So this is what we do. We play for blood. I don't know what you play for. So knowing my pedigree, Thug Jug called me, say, yo, Mike Tyson is going to be here. Boom, 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 boom. I went, took pictures for ESN. And while I was there, Jermaine Ortiz was there.
Hit it. Pin. There. Yep. Swing him. Swing him. Swing him.
Jermaine Ortiz, the technician. My people is Cambio USA. We sponsor Jermaine Ortiz. Why? Because of Rocky. Who is Rocky? I'm not even going to say who Rocky is. Just watch, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have some footage. You know, you're going to know who Rocky is. Rocky's probably one of the best trainers in Massachusetts. He trains world-class fighters. So this right here, this represents us going to Madison Square Garden to fight Lomachenko. If you know who Lomachenko is, he was supposed to be the baddest white boy on the planet. So we play for blood. This is what we do. I know this is a reggae website, well, reggae YouTube. But when it comes to pop culture, we're going to touch it. But we're only going to touch pop culture if we're educated in it for it to make sense. We're not just going to jump on any activity just to get the hits from the algorithm. If we know about it, we're in it. If we don't, we let it pass. Cambio USA, my man Joe Grady, hired me to film the fighters that he was sponsoring. We've worked with Gonzaga. You know who Gonzaga is. The only man to break somebody's arm with a kick.
All right, let's hit it. Watch your foot on the camera. I don't want to cut you. Go ahead. Good, yes. Yes, that's form. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm coming a little bit closer. Watch your toe.
Because you got to understand, right? You try to destroy kicks and punches, right? So when a dude's kicking, you try to destroy it. Well, Gonzaga blew through that and broke the dude's arm. So when you talk about in the gym, we're in the gym. We are in the gym. I'm filming in the gym with world-class fighters.
No, whoa, whoa. The director tells you guys when to go. I can finally bully a fighter. Finish it off. Finish it off. Yeah. Wow. Fight life, motherfuckers.
Now, this ain't a flex. I just want you to know that I only talk about stuff that I know or stuff that I live. And I'm so talented, I live a lot of things. You could see me in these videos telling the fighters what to do.
All right, let's go. Tap in, right? Take down. Now go to your side. There you go. Try and get out. Get to your side. There you go. Boom!
so we could get the best shot, so the fighter could do the best move for the video to look great. This is it. This is it. So this whole Tyson thing, to me, I think it's really crazy. Oh, before I even go to the Tyson thing, let me explain why Jug's been waiting for this video for years. Because Jug came to me and said, yo, I've done a lot for you and you've done nothing for me. I said, Jug, I drove to Lowell, interviewed Jermaine Ortiz for your network. I also took some crazy pictures of Mike Tyson, who was in Massachusetts to promote some weed brand, whatever. And he passed through the Golden Glove ceremony in Lowell. So Jug was saying, yeah, but, and I said to Jug, yo, I gave you this content, Papa. I gave you the content. He goes, yeah, but you're going to use this content. I said, bro, I'm never, ever going to use Mike Tyson content. Ever. I said, Jug, I'm never going to use these photos of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is smoking weed. I'm in the fight game. The last time Mike Tyson fought was 25 years ago. The last time Mike Tyson fought, I wasn't legally old enough to rent a vehicle. That's the last time Mike Tyson fight. I'm not into weed or gas, whatever y'all young kids call it. So I'll never use this content. And then all of a sudden, Bobby Shakes has to use the content. So shout out to Jug and ESN for giving me the access to take pictures of Mike Tyson so I could use those images as a thumbnail for this video. Jug, you won. Congratulations. Yo, you see these thighs, boy? Woo! Ooh, I told you we play for blood. We still got it. So, I'm gonna keep this video nice and short and sweet. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. They do the weigh-in. Mike Tyson comes out and slaps the dude. Now, we all know this, right? We all know that weigh-ins are fake. Okay? Weigh-ins are fake. So this is how the fight business goes. Opponent A and opponent B, you go, you weigh in with no cameras. You're not allowed to film the weigh-in. No weigh-in is filmed. The trainer and fighter, you step on the scale. We're hoping that you make weight. If you don't make weight, we got to figure out a way how to cut the weight so you make weight. If both fighters make weight, or there's discrepancy in the weight, but there's a lot of money, if there's a lot of money on the fight, we'll let it happen anyway. So you think the actual weighing that you see on television is actually not the actual weighing. They've already weighed in before, and we already know. So all that stare down and all of this point and all of that, that's just a gimmick to sell the fight, right? So Mike Tyson comes up, Jake Paul, I don't know, crawling on his knees. I don't know, I pause. I don't know what that's about. Crawling on his knees. Mike takes him, box him. Box him and give him the duck. Just in case if you tried to hook him. Is that real? I don't know. But there's always a lot of shenanigans at weighings. Okay, fine. Okay, so now we got a real fight. Now Jake Paul says that this is a real fight. To tell the truth, if Jake Paul wins, he knocked out a guy that's 60. If Jake Paul loses, he's never beaten a real boxer. So now this has to only be about money. Right? And I think Mike Tyson should get all the money he should get. I think Mike Tyson is a demigod. He's a demigod. It's everybody's hero. When we talk about Mike Tyson's Punch Out, remember that? You are playing with power. Remember that? Remember that NES, Nintendo Entertainment System that you got as a kid in high school? And Mike Tyson's Punch Out was the game? And you had to go by the uppercuts? Do you remember that? So Mike Tyson is my icon. My icon. I was really too young to understand Mike Tyson at that time. I had to be like maybe 13 or so. As I got older, Mike Tyson got older and he started to lose fights. The only controversy with Mike Tyson is, which a lot of fight fans will say, is Mike Tyson has only beaten people who fear him. Mike Tyson has really, really, really never won a big fight in his career. That's what the pundits say. That's what they say. They said the couple of fights that Mike Tyson lost were guys that weren't afraid of him. When we talk about Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield sparred at a very young age. Holyfield gave him the business at a very young age. So as their careers were blossoming, you didn't want Mike to fight Holyfield because we already knew what it was. We already knew that they sparred as young kids. But Holyfield was a little bit older. Mike Tyson was a little bit younger. And he was green. Mike Tyson was green. But Holyfield could put in that work from a very young age. You got to understand, all these fights that you see, a lot of them, these guys already sparred already. Because it's a business. It's a business. So if you're in the fight game, you know who's going to win and who's going to lose if you go to the sparring sessions. And usually sparring sessions are something that can't be videotaped. And if they are videotaped, they're sealed. Sealed, I mean, the CIA and the FBI is not as secretive as boxing. So that's the only knock people have on Mike Tyson. Yeah, he knocked out a lot of people in 3 seconds, 2 seconds. But a lot of people in the boxing world will say those were soup cans, punching bags. But when he had to fight somebody with the skills, he lost. Okay. So now Mike Tyson is probably fighting the biggest fight of his career. A lot's riding on this. Whether Mike Tyson wins or loses, or if Jake Paul wins or loses, The only loser in all of this is Netflix. And this is where I'm going. Jake Paul has never beat a boxer. He's beaten soup cans. When he had to fight a real boxer, he got outboxed. It's facts. So now we have this fight. And I think the only people that could lose out of all this is Netflix. So Netflix is trying to start a sports streaming platform, right? We want to be able to stream live sports. I don't understand why you would pick this event to get into sports streaming. Why would you not start with Kansas City, Baltimore on Netflix? Why would you not do the World Series? The problem with Netflix is that how are they going to tell us how many people viewed the fight? Because if you look at Netflix, they've always told the actors who want more money that we can't pay you more money because we don't know how many people actually view the content. So if you act for Netflix and it's doing good and you have a feeling that everybody's watching the thing that you put on Netflix, and then you go to Netflix to get more money, Netflix always says we don't have the count or the viewership. We don't know how many people actually watch that stream. And that's how Netflix been able to get away with paying the talent what they deserve. Boxing is all about numbers. If you're a hater in boxing, you're going to say that fight only did 300,000 views. If you're with the camp, if you're with the promotion, you're going to say the fight did 1 million views. Haters lie when it comes to viewership. Promoters lie when it comes to viewership. So we really, really don't know what the buys were. We never know what the buys were. 1.2, 3.2, 800,000, 700,000. We never have a concrete evidence of how many people bought the pay-per-view. So how is Netflix gonna say, yeah, 10 million, how is Netflix gonna quantify viewership to prove that this event was successful? How? The loser in this is Netflix. Mike Tyson's going to win whether he get knocked out or gets knocked out or win. Jake Paul's going to... They're the winners. They're the winners. Because at the end of the day, they're getting paid the bag. What has Mike Tyson got to lose? He's 58, 59, 60. Win or lose or draw, Tyson's getting the bag. Win, lose, or draw, Jake Paul is getting the bag. The only loser is going to be Netflix. Because if this thing is crazy, if this thing is some scam or Mike Tyson takes a dive or Jake Paul takes a dive or the rules already came out. They got to use friggin' pillows for boxing gloves, 2-minute rounds. So already it's not even a real fight, but it's sanctioned. You're doing 8-2 instead of 10-3 or 12-3. That's crazy. So right there is telling me this is not a real fight. So this is not a real event. So how does Netflix win in this situation? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. How does Netflix win? How does Netflix move from this to something else? I don't know. Because we are in the club Friday night. We going to Skang. You tell me. You know what it is. Like, subscribe, then go and check out Shakes is Live. Why? Because it helps the algorithm.
Cool now. I'm them there. I want to know. Original pilot, aka Ross Mulligan.